Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach, and you're tuned in to Matt.
This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
All right, here we go, here we go. Set, waiting.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Cameron Hayward in on the tackle.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Stafford. And that is incomplete.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is taken at about the 14. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Rodgers now on 1st down. And this one caught by Max Williams. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good. That middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well. And he's got it. And Brandon, as we continue to see, so much of the influence on this game is now coming from those hybrid type players. In this case, strong safety, not worried about covering the pass. What a play on the run.
Tackled for a loss.
Yeah, forget the pregame introductions. Introduced himself with authority on that play.
It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, there'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
319!
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he's taken down inside the 30. The numbers for Adams in last week's game. 6 catches, 83 yards.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit, because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
They go play action here on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Intentional grounding, offense.
Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They'll give him 8 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved.
False start, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. A bad false start penalty there. Now 2nd and 6. Now Stafford. Throw left side taken in by Galladay. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Now they try the right side here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 23 carries, 76 yards, and a touchdown.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll go down at the 28.
Now that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. now to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and that's going to lead to a third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On third down, that's George. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And before they can get settled in here, time expires on the first quarter of action. It's a 3-point game here early. We're back to Lambeau in just a moment. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Now Stafford on third and goal. And he's got it. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it. Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
319.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. This is caught by Williams. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Rodgers with a keeper. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. His first carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. A dump underneath to Jones. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down.
319.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal.
I liked his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need 1. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Now a play fake. Rodgers. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That's good for a gain of 6, second and goal.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
From the 2 now, second and goal.
Right. 319.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
And he got a little aggressive too early.
And he did, wanting that quick takeoff as the ball
Still
was
second
snapped.
down.
But I think sometimes those big guys on offense, they're pretty cagey too, right? They make those little sudden moves or those little subtle moves that get you to jump.
The ball down at the 1 as they come up after the penalty on another second and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are able to cash in for 6. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 10-3. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Back to throw, Stafford. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now.
Offense.
The new school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
And that'll set them back 5. Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. And here's motion again, and that's going to be 2 in a row.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. And they'll run it here. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Fielded at the 20. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 12 yards there as they move the chains. On first down, Rodgers throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
On second down, here's Rodgers. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
The Packers on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And Adams has it complete. And he's got the first, but we also have a flag on the field. And they're already walking backwards.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? From the gun, it's Rodgers. Escapes the sack. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And welcome back, the offensive unit. They took the timeout. And now they get set to line up as we resume action. Would have been right at about a 52-yard field goal try, but no, they are going to go for this thing on 4th down.
Back to norm. Get reset. Hey, easy. Oko, over here.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end.
Let's go, come on.
They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. Rodgers now on first down. Man open left side, it's Williams. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. And again, it's Rodgers. Flush to his right. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number one. So due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the third quarter. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it.
So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
319.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Hey. Strong right.
To throw is Rodgers on 1st and 10. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. A'Shawn Robinson. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And that'll be marked down as their first sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week, and this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back. And they did a great job in the first half. And now they've gotten their first sack here in the second half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position. Couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Working from the gun, Rodgers. Gates has it over the middle. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance really to set the tone here in quarter 3.
They can really take charge, can't they? And this is probably how it was drawn up at the half. I think we can go inside the locker room.
And a loose football. And this is going to be Packer football. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Line of scrimmage is the 8 on 2nd and 8. Following the fumble recovery, Stafford finds Jake Butt over the middle. And all the way up to the 47-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. And even 40 yards. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you, push them deep, find some space, and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
To the right and complete to Galladay. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. On third down, that's George. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
They go play action here on first down. Completing it here to Marvin Jones. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Stafford now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
The Lions on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. A shotgun snap for Stafford. This will be caught at about the 5. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved.
Offense.
So that'll back him up 5. That false start costly. Moves him back to the 9 now, 1st and goal. And they'll go on the ground. Now this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the Lions linemen might have moved.
False start. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on 2nd and goal. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They do get 6, but they've still got some work to do on 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. Accelerating, and off he goes. 20. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. 3rd down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
And oh my goodness, this is nowhere close. Well to the right and no good. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. So out now come the Lions. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
False start, offense.
So that one will be accepted. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
22.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. A 4-yard pickup that gets them going forward, but still 15 yards left on 3rd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. 3rd and long. It's Stafford. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. This is taken at the 23. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Over.
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
3-19's
Rodgers will try again on 2nd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. It's a big play that time for the Packers. 43 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Brooks Reed with a tackle. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
319.
Rodgers now to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 17.
319. Zoom.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Packers add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is it bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. Over the middle, complete. That's Lloyd. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
180.
Stafford on 3rd down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And a juke this time. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure.
Foul. Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
First down.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
On first down, it's Stafford. That's caught left side by Jake Butt. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That's 30 yards now in the last 2 plays. Back-to-back 15-yarders, and they're rolling. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason, it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. It's a gain of 5, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. In for the score. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
To the air again, Stafford. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he is not going to get in here. So the decision to go for 2 does not pay off as they're unable to cut any further into their deficit. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. Well, for a second there, I had flashbacks to a few years ago, the NFC Championship game for the Packers, but here they're able to hold on.
And many things changed in Green Bay after that game. Personnel, people coaching, the whole deal. And in this case, they get it done. No fail like they had in Seattle.
Get reset. Hey, easy.
Now a first down carry by Jones. There he goes inside the 30 and down to the 27-yard line. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the fourth quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football.
That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Go, hey, let's go, come on. No, 258.
Motion man, watch 12,
258.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
To throw, it's Rodgers. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a third down stop by them.
They're on to the fourth quarter now, by the way, at Bank of America Stadium in Carolina. And the Giants have extended their lead. A win would be their second on the young season. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a fourth down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again, Matthew Stafford trots back onto the field. And after a rough start, as we take a peek at the numbers, he's going in the right direction now.
So often when you see a game start the way we saw this one start for him, you just wonder if he's got a chance to bring it back at all, and that's exactly what he's done. Love seeing that happen simply because you know a guy has struggled, and now he's found a way to make things better. That's pretty good stuff right there.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Nick Perry. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
Big 20, big 20.
Play action. Stafford. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And here now the punter, Martin, booming this one away. It's taken to the 26. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The
leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Green Bay, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they will hit the